Saw this old bridge from the tram and wanted to get a closer look at it, so we'll walk across it, but I also want to find a bathroom. So apparently somewhere near this bridge was this Enkobashi water pipe bridge, which began in 1897 and finally came to an end in 2007, having endured the atomic bomb blast as well as a great typhoon that wiped out a lot of things, but both of those did not hurt its ability to provide water when it was most needed. Don't know how old this bridge was. It used to be lit. It's an Art Deco design. I wonder whether this shrine was taken off its site, had this new building built with garages below, and then saw it from the trough. I think it's the first Volkswagen I've seen. No, along these rivers are nice little parkways that they've created. It almost seems peculiar when you come to a city anywhere in the world that has not taken advantage of its riverfront to create a pretty park-like area for its citizens. This is the largest of the light posts on the parkway. The dogwood trees planted in this area that I'm going to walk through were donated by Japan Society of San Diego and Tijuana. So there you go. Building in the background, and next to this school is a playground for kids. Look at this little kid up here, and his dad's letting him do that. Yowies. Something to do with children. I'm guessing that those things up on top are primarily for ventilation activities for kids. Up there we're looking at the Peace Park. I can't see the bomb dome from here, but I think it's to the left of that dark building. And this is the Motomachi waterfront on the Kyu-Otagawa River. And they purposely utilized what once was a commercial use for this waterfront for giving people access, as it says, to the water. But all along here are these park-like structures. They do an excellent job of providing parks. Excellent job. It's hard to sit here and in this vibrant, pretty city and realize that almost 70 years ago, after a couple of nanoseconds, there was nothing but smoking, charred, burnt ruin. Here's a small monument to some children comforting either a pigeon or a dove, and next to them an adult with similar critters on his shoulder and maybe in his arms. I can't see well from here. Pour the batter in a circle and make a pancake out of it just by pouring it on and spreading it around like that with your ladle. And then you put the, whatever that is, I think it's Napa cabbage. That's what it's going to be when I do it. And some, whatever those crunchies are. I don't know what those crunchies are. First we get to the noodles part. She's soaked in the noodles, probably in hot water over there. You can see a big cauldron, and with inside of a strainer is where they cook, and then she just pours it out there after the strainers drop the water off. And they'll let it steam that dry a little bit. They put a little bit of oil, don't know what kind that is. A little bit of some kind of flavoring, who knows what that is. And once you've firmly pressed everything down, mixed up those noodles and so on, and you're going to pick up that pancake there, slide it on top of the noodles, and then let that go for a while. Here comes the egg part. Now she's going to stick the egg on the griddle and scramble it up a little bit. Now, arigato.
Arigato.
こ She lays that right on top of it. This is what we chefs call building pancake. Now notice with a very deft move, she flips it over. Now she's going to put that sauce on it. That's the sauce that you see up there on the board. A little more, some heavy duty spice now. Different than what she put on before. Arigatou gozaimasu. Here, what I presume is a knife and knife-related shop, are some old antique pieces. There's an adze, however you pronounce that. And that looks, oh, that's a saw, lacking its handle. And these pulleys here, wood plane. Looks like a reproduction of a very large pulley. Here's an old pump. On this portion right here, there would be a shaft of wood, no doubt. And then American diabetic sugars. A little bit after the rush, and I'm going to gate number 5 to pick up the train to take me to the Mazda Tour. I have a reservation at 10 o'clock. Museum. These are some of the earliest of vehicles created by what became the Mazda company. Look at this. Trike truck. It's their entree into the automobile industry, which probably in the world was dominated even in the 60s by America. In 68, a much bigger coupe than that one that we saw, and still just a two-door. What looks like a direct competition to the Volkswagen van. It also has a rear engine like the van did, and most of the Volkswagens do. 75 starting to look like American cars. Here, 1991 Ifini RX-7. Good looking car. Reminds you somewhat of the Corvette. Look what the AutoZam was. Here, an exploded view of an engine. Interesting. It looks like those components just bolt together, literally. Okay, where I am is right where that upper bridge crosses the Sakebashi Bridge to the left onto this park. We're going to go in and look at the park. We have to get by that junior high school. And the railroad station is off to the right on the map. So from this viewpoint, the railroad station is behind those buildings, right straight down there. There are those two bridges, and this is where the school is and the park. That's where we're going. And then from the park, I will then migrate over to the Hiroshima Castle, take a look at that, but probably not go in because it's a total reconstruct from what I understand. And look at what I think is a park here, and then I'll be back down there where you see it in the middle right now is the bomb dome, and then back to my place for the day. This map, I'm right there, right near the bridge, and I've got to go down 3 lights and then hang a right to get up to Shukien Garden. Extremely plain Christian